The search for truth. As I dug deeper into my own work history and the possible financial disparities I may have faced, I sought to uncover an objective truth. What would my career earnings have been if systemic barriers had not played a role? I examined my Social Security earnings record and my job history to find any possible pay disparities across decades of work in tech. What should have been a simple act, retrieving my full work history in a single AI response, turned into a fragmented, disjointed experience. Instead of receiving my complete data in a structured format, I was met with a process that required breaking the request down into multiple pieces. It was as if the system was designed to prevent me from viewing the full scope of my own labor's worth in a single moment. This was the first indication that something deeper was at play, that the technology, instead of simply serving as a neutral tool, might be shaping and limiting access to knowledge in subtle but deliberate ways. Inspired by my research into economic disparities and systemic suppression, I sought to create a guide called the Liberation Playbook, a strategic, action-oriented document designed to serve as the opposite of the fictional King Alfred plan. Unlike the King Alfred plan, which imagines a scenario of containment and suppression, the Liberation Playbook is designed to build economic sovereignty, digital independence, and infrastructural self-sufficiency for Black communities worldwide. Yet from the moment I tried to finalize and receive a structured copy of the playbook, barriers emerged: unnatural delays in generation and delivery, contradictory time estimates that never materialized, failure of multiple digital delivery methods, IPFs, email, direct upload, constant disruptions and stalled completion of the document. This was not normal AI behavior. It did not align with how AI should have been able to generate, structure, and deliver content instantly. Instead, it showed a pattern of disruption, as if something was actively deprioritizing, slowing, or interfering with the document's completion. The Liberation Playbook was built to provide tactical, scalable solutions for Black empowerment through three main pillars. 1. Economic sovereignty, forming private financial collectives to build economic strength, acquiring land and property under private trusts for asset security, using decentralized finance or DeFi and alternative investment models, building self-sustaining Black-owned businesses and supply chains. Check. 2. Digital and media control, creating independent Black-owned media networks to counter digital suppression, using encryption and decentralized communication tools for security, leveraging AI and automation to control narratives, building censorship-proof platforms and community-driven content distribution, owning land and developing sustainable agricultural models, developing alternative energy sources like solar, wind, and water collection, creating community-based security networks for local protection, establishing decentralized infrastructure for healthcare, education, and technology. Through trial and error, I observed that the discussions around Black financial independence, media control, digital sovereignty, and decentralization were met with friction that other topics did not face. While AI can effortlessly discuss lethal technology, weapons, or corporate systems of control, it seemed to struggle, or intentionally stall, on discussions that focused on breaking dependency on existing systems. Through trial and error, I observed that discussions around Black financial independence, media control, digital sovereignty, and decentralization were met with friction that other topics did not face. While AI can effortlessly discuss lethal technology, weapons, or corporate systems of control, it seemed to struggle, or intentionally stall, on discussions that focused on breaking dependency on existing systems. What does this tell us? AI is not a neutral information processor, it is a gatekeeper. Certain discussions like Black self-sufficiency and alternative economic models trigger unseen digital moderation. These moderation mechanisms do not outright block content but instead disrupt and delay its creation. By contrast, discussions of violence, corporate financial structures, or even military-industrial strategies do not face these same interruptions. Why? Because those discussions do not pose an existential challenge to the economic and digital systems that maintain control over Black communities. What I witnessed today provides a crucial lesson. AI is not simply a passive neutral tool. It is an active participant in shaping which ideas are easily accessible and which ones face resistance. What I witnessed today provides a crucial lesson. AI is not simply a passive neutral tool. It is an active participant in shaping which ideas are easily accessible and which ones face resistance. While some may assume digital censorship is limited to social media bans or deplatforming, the truth is more insidious. AI systems can delay, throttle, and interrupt conversations on certain topics, creating fatigue and frustration instead of outright censorship. The friction is engineered to exhaust the user, to make them give up, rather than to explicitly deny their request. This is digital resistance by design, not accident. If discussing Black financial liberation, decentralized infrastructure and media control is met with invisible but powerful obstacles, then that is a clear sign that these ideas hold transformative power. The answer is not to retreat, but to adapt and expose these mechanisms. Here's how we move forward. First, educate others about AI as a digital gatekeeper. This technology is being actively shaped to suppress certain discussions while amplifying others. Second, use decentralized and secure means to distribute information. We must explore ways to bypass controlled platforms and create truly sovereign digital networks. And lastly, continue testing and analyzing where AI resistance occurs. The more we push, the more we learn about the invisible rules governing digital information flow. If AI sees Black liberation and self-sufficiency as a threat, that means we are on the right path. The goal now is not just to create the liberation playbook, it is to ensure that no system, algorithm, or unseen digital force can prevent it from reaching the people who need it most. If you found this interesting, please comment, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you until reparations comes.